Yeah,
All right. Well, we are running a little bit over time, so I just want to make sure that Eskimo gets all of his time to speak. Definitely a new addition to the community, Jordan. We definitely appreciate your contributions and your recent activity in the community. It's always great to see new devs pop up. So yeah, I'm just gonna let you go into it about presenting about HNSChat.
All right, cool. Yeah, so I'm Jordan, aka Eskimo. I guess first thing I got to do is shout out to Johnny Wu. This whole thing was really his idea in the first place. When I first joined the community, I talked to him on the Namebase server, and he gave me the idea for this. So shout out to Johnny Wu. So I guess the main thing would be just to show everybody how simple it is to set it up and use. So I have a name here ready. So you just would type in the name, and it gives you a text record. And then this is HS Hub. You put in the record, and you hit verify, and that's it. You're good to go. So right now, there's like the general chats too that you have. So that's pretty much it. It looks a little messed up here, this picture, but yeah, I mean, that's it. The SLDs are pretty cool, the new edition. I guess I guess I could have made that one. I already had that one. All right, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to show off here. If anybody has ideas or whatever, it's pretty self-explanatory, I think, right? I don't know if I.
We're coming back. Well, Fistful will come back up, and we'll make Fistful here. Okay.
Yeah, I'm back up here.
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah. Okay. There's lots of chats. I mean, everybody's loving your product, so it's awesome, man. So yeah, maybe first talk about the decentralization with Nick. I know you said it in text, but since you're here, maybe just address that first.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against the idea of like decentralizing it more. It's more of just like, I don't know, man. Like it's really difficult, like especially performance wise, like especially for like the message storage. Like imagine having to like do queries to try to like to go through all the blocks just to get like the messages for one conversation. And then I mean like scrolling back, it would ruin the performance of the entire thing, you know?
Okay. There's a question here.
What are
Yeah, we got some Q&A questions coming on here. XN is asking, what are locked convos?
So locked convos are when somebody has a name claimed and then they remove the text record and it now is not claimed anymore. Since that other person doesn't really exist anymore, your message would be going nowhere. So I figured just lock it, you know? The hardest part. Man, I don't know. The end-to-end encryption was definitely, I would have to say. I made it like the whole beginning part, I made it in like something like 6 days or something. And it was like fully functional. And then the end-to-end encryption thing came and I was like, okay, this is pretty annoying now. So that was my first time dealing with anything like that before. So it was hard. Mention what you did for Sats and DJ. Yeah, well, and Texas too, right? Or TX. Yeah. So if anybody else has names too that are like used enough, that would be worth it. I started making the private rooms for certain TLDs. If you have certain TLDs, then you have access to like a private room. So far, I guess it's Sats, DGen, TX, and then there's a couple names that are staked. If somebody wants to allow other people to create SLDs with their name, I'm open for those too.
Yeah.
So do they just have to come to you directly to open up some kind of private room?
Yeah, so right now it's just as long as like the primary TLD is verified on HNSChat, I'm fine with opening it up,
And then Richard is asking if there's any kind of roadmap or any kind of things you got planned in the future for HNSChat.
Man, that's a good question. I don't really know. I've just been kind of going with the flow. Whatever people are suggesting, I'm adding. So, you got any suggestions? I'm down. Man, I don't have much experience with crypto actually. I had some Bitcoin back in like 2010 and I gave it all away. So I kind of stayed away from crypto for a while because, yeah, I mean, I missed out on like a good like 8 mil or so if I would have held it. So, yeah, I was kind of butthurt and stayed away from crypto. But background wise, I mean, I'm just a full stack dev. I've done a lot with like IRC. So like I have a IRC client in the Apple App Store called Igloo. Yeah, I mean that's basically it.
Okay.
All right,
Data
cool.
stored. The data is stored on a server in my house. So it can't easily be shut down like I guess something on AWS or something. It's not super decentralized, but it's here.
Okay.
Do you have plans to decentralize that in the future?
Yeah, like I mean, if the performance is there, I'm down. It's just right now I haven't seen any sort of indication that like it wouldn't completely kill the performance by switching to something like that.
Gotcha. And Paul is asking how to make Handshake URLs get previews in chat.
The previews are based on like the Open Graph stuff. So like the couple meta tags, title, description, and image are what I'm using.
And Chelsea is asking how feasible is a white labeled / embedded chat for businesses to use with their private communities / clients?
That's kind of tricky because it's not really set up to. There's like not like a whole permission system right now or anything. So like I would have to code something to say like, okay, for like this instance, these TLDs can be used and these rooms are available, but like these rooms aren't available in this version. Like I don't, it would be really hard to split it up. So for now, I don't know. I'd have to put a lot of thought into how I could split it up like that.
Richard likes your style.
Oh yeah. Thanks, Richard.
And can you use a specific TLD for businesses to have white labeled access?
I think that's what they were saying with DGen and Sats and TX. I think we should explain that more, or I can help if you want to say it. Because I think you're a great developer, but you're not.
Yeah, I'm not a
You're not
speaker at
selling
all.
it. I could explain. So I think it was just in the last 10 or 12 hours. I don't know if it was who John talked to you or somebody, but you just made it so that if you have to register a SLD at DGen or Sats or TX, and then you get added to a secret room in your HNSChat, so that only those people that registered an SLD on that TLD can go into that chat room. So
Yeah, it was Noel that mentioned it.
or Noel mentioned it.
Noel mentioned it, and then I was like, well, hit me up, I'll do it. And then the Sats and Dgen just kind of happened too.
So again, the idea here is, we've been talking in the conference about communities, and there's going to be a panel. I think it's tomorrow. I can't remember if it's today or tomorrow for the SLD sales. But imagine you can say you can get access to this private chat by buying an SLD domain, and then you can get into that chat room. And then Noel's joking in the chats from .tx. He can read you a bedtime story in HNS or something. I see here. But you could do that, right? You could give private content or chats or access to your customers that buy an SLD on your TLD in HNS in chat, so that this is an example of, like even with connecting Drew's talk before, the differences of Web 2 and Web 3. Web 3, you can build your community directly or as a way of kind of I hope that makes sense, because I think Kirk was asking about this. So I think this answers Kirk's question. Can you use specific TLD for businesses to have white label access? I think he wants white label meaning his own domain. But
yeah, that sounds like basically the same as like what I said for Chelsea. Like
I think that's the same as
split up the database, or I don't know.
So do you have any plans to kind of like maybe automate that process so they don't have to like come to you individually? They can just say, hey, I want to set up this TLD to give the people in my community access to this specific channel. Is that something that maybe you would do in the future, or does that open kind of like some weird attack vectors or something like that?
It could definitely easily be automated. Like once a new channel is discovered, the WebSocket sees it and then just reboots. So like it just adds it automatically. I mean, I could code it into like the bot that I made to just like create a channel, and then it would reboot and the channel exists now. I think the biggest thing is like right now is like, I don't think we want to fill it up with like a bunch of terrible rooms, right? Like it doesn't really have the UI to like, at least not right now, to like easily navigate a bunch of rooms. So if like there were suddenly overnight now 500 rooms, it'd be really difficult to like find a room that you want to go into. And I don't know. I was thinking maybe having some sort of like voting system and do it once a week or something. Like people submit what rooms that they want to be added or what TLD they want to be staked, and then at the end of the week, the results of the vote would then just automatically create those or something. I don't know.
Miguel has a pretty complex question. I put up on screen. I think I don't know. I think we have .HandyCon. Everybody here can register a free .HandyCon domain. Jahan pointed it there. So you could. So he's trying to give some whitelist. I think that might not be done in your tech, but I guess he's trying to give access to certain SLT holders. But
HandyCon fans SLD exclusive whitelist. That's yeah, you'd have to elaborate on that a little bit.
I think he's trying to say like, I got Mike.HandyCon in your HNSChat, registered it free, but I guess he's like, he wants to airdrop or gift or give people a whitelist access to his tool or his registrar that have a HandyCon domain SLD. I think it's a little bit outside of your. We're running short on time, but maybe you could talk later. I think this is an important one to talk about. I think if maybe show this and explain this, Jordan.
Yes.
I've seen people getting confused.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of like the same.
A lot. This is probably a big problem people are having. They log out and then they can't get back in, or they reset their computer. Clear the cache.
So the sync button in the bottom left
maybe
corner.
Demo it. Yeah.
Okay. Gives you a nice QR code and a link. So any browser you open, I can't open another window, or it's a incognito. But anybody that has this link or the QR code then can become this person. So I mean, if anybody here scans this QR code right now on the screen, you have access to this session. And that's it. So you want to back up, either take a picture of the QR code or throw the URL into 1Password or something like that, and that has your session ID and your private key.
Yeah.
For the encryption.
Yeah.
So if you use it, you're screwed.
You shouldn't really be sharing this publicly, right? Obviously.
I mean, yeah, it's a throwaway account though.
It's a throwaway account, but basically anybody that has that QR code or scans that QR code or copied that link could open in their computer.
So don't share it with other people.
It's like it's your private key.
It is your private key.
It's your private key.
It can decrypt all your messages, read all your conversations and all that, and be you on the chat. So don't share it to anybody.
And then maybe we have time for one more. Matt was asking, is it possible to add crypto tipping?
Yeah. I gotta figure all that out. I wanna add it so bad. I don't know how the whole wallet stuff works in the back end yet. So that's another learning thing for me.
All right.
Fish slapping. That's easy. That's easy. I mean, I got the slash shrug now. You could shrug. I can make a fish slap very easily for you, Matt.
I do want to say, at least my vote is keeping it simple. I know there's probably a lot of people have feature requests, but I think what I like about your product is it's super simple, super easy to use, super fast to sign up. So I hope it stays as much like that for the community's sake, because there's a lot of complicated stuff in Handshake, but this is pretty, I know, right? And it's like 3 weeks or less. So I think we're all super excited about it. And definitely thank you for building on Handshake and making this amazing product. Another thing I want to bring is I think you can make you also have you're an iOS developer, and I think, I mean, personally, I want to see an app, and basically I would love to I think Steve Mackey said he was going to move his Handy Talk Telegram to this only, maybe even get rid of Telegram, but imagine imagine this is like WhatsApp. Your username is your chat name, right? And then it's on your phone, on your computer. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I see somebody use the code there.
But yeah, I mean, I know there's tons of requests, but I hope we can keep it simple. I see that and Sun saying stuff to me. We're almost late on our next session. We were doing good yesterday. We're a little bit off today, but anyways, Jordan, I think the main point is I think we all are really appreciative of what you built here, and keep it up. And if there's more ways we can support, people have been giving you donations. You said a lot of people are donating to you, which is awesome. So there's a donate button on his on the bottom left next to the sync, but definitely make sure you sync. So what I do is I save it just like on my private key. I save mine, and it works. So if I refresh my computer or I switch to my phone or another laptop, I can just go to that chat again. Okay, so just make sure to sync for people. All right.
Yeah, guys, if you want to follow up with Jordan or talk about HNSChat some more, you can join the HNS Fund Discord, and we have a specific channel set up. Ask all your questions, talk about any ideas, cool implementations to add, or anything HNSChat related. We talk about it in the HNS Fund Discord. But yeah, we're gonna. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
SLDs, so gateway.io, Pork Bun, others, you can buy an SLD, like in shout out to DGen or these other guys. You can buy one of theirs and then give them their $11, and then you can point your DNS text record and jump in. So sorry, we're a little bit over, but there's a bunch of chats in the.
Yeah,
we gotta move to the next session. Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna move to the next session, but thank you guys for sticking around.
Thanks so much, Jordan.
See you guys in the next one.
Yeah.
Kinetic, is a blockchain crypto investment firm based in Hong Kong and Puerto Rico. Founded in 2016, they were the first fund in Hong Kong and one of the earliest in Asia. With a portfolio of over 220 companies, they were seed investors in such projects as Ethereum, Parity and Polkadot, Solana, FTX and of course Handshake and Namebase. Founder Johan Chu is an active investor and supporter of the Handshake ecosystem. Over 100,000 domains, co-founder of DWeb Foundation, co-founder of HandyCon, and sponsor of the Handshake House at Miami Hack Week 2022.